If you are a tenant right now and you have the capacity to buy a property, do you think to continue being a tenant, is it a beneficial, or is it you are losing out on something? Let me clarify to you, but before I get to that, in this channel, as you know, we talk all things real estate, all things personal finance, so that you are the driver of your financial situation and not just the passenger. Because if you are the passenger, somebody else is driving to the destination that suits them and not suits you. Guess what? You lose. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? So, if you are a tenant right now, right? This is it's something to think about. Something that I always talk about when I'm talking to tenants or people that are viewing properties to rent, right? What I ask them is, do you have the capacity to buy a property, right? You might have a valid reason of renting, but I want to make you think about this, right? Are you either winning or are you losing being a tenant, right? Like I always say, there's no black and white, but let me give you the information, right? It's always good when you are owning, right? Because when you own, right, it means that you have the capacity to have more equity on that property. What it means is that when the property value increases, right, the equity in that house increases. And also when you pay your monthly bond, right, you are increasing your equity. Equity is basically the portion of home value that actually belongs to you, right? But when you are keeping on renting and renting and renting and renting and paying that rental amount, right, there's no way to recover that money back. But if you are paying a bond, you recover that money back. Essentially, over the years, if you decide to sell the property, you are able to recover your money back. Or you can even get your money back if you want to do a refinance or something, which is not possible when you are actually renting. So this is really something to think about, something to ponder on, that you are losing on something. If you have the capacity, by capacity, what do I mean? If you have the cash, right, of which most people I know they do not have that cash to be able to afford a house cash. Okay, the bank gives you an option, right, to buy through them. So what does it mean? It means you just need a good credit score. So if you have a good credit score, you can qualify for a house. No matter how small it is, no matter how big it is, it doesn't matter. As long as you know that you are building equity and you are actually contributing to your wealth in the future. It is very much important for you to know and think about this, right? And the other thing is that you need to know is that when you are renting a house, you are paying somebody's bond of which you could be paying your own, right? So what I always advise people is that if you want to rent, if your income is here, you must rent here, which means that you must rent lower than what your income is, so that you could be, maybe you can start generating some deposit with the excess money that you could be using that you are not using. So it's very much important that if you decide to rent, you must rent much lower than you afford, not just rent on the maximum side. I just wanted to have you think about this if you are a tenant right now, right? I hope this helps you. Cheers. See you in the next one.